Rina Di Veroli. This was a 10-year-old Italian girl who was murdered in Auschwitz. Where did you begin with this work of art?
There aren't that many images of Italian Jews who were murdered. In the photo, she's clearly at the beach. She has her sand bucket and her Japanese print paper beach umbrella, which are just, you know, indicative of a happy childhood playing at the beach. I wanted to take that further.
I'm struck by her gaze, which is not happy, but not terribly sad. And I'm left kind of emotionally in limbo, almost. I want to cry, but I also want to smile.
In the painting, I do start with the eyes. She's looking not directly at the viewer, but over the shoulder. She's gazing at something in the distance. And what I wanted to capture was the feeling of no fear. There's a dialogue looking deeply into their photos of what life could have been.
Could you tell us something, your inspiration and your process in this painting?
You see her face. Lauren did paint these beautiful trees in pink, and the clouds are not gray, and the beautiful flowers downstairs. And she's Italian, and she's from Rome. So what captured me, I wanted to give her sun and light. So I took the song, O Sole Mio. When comes this motive of the low strings
Yeah.
in the cello and the
Right.
basses.
Yeah.
It's a citation, it's a quote from O Sole Mio, but fast, always
Oh, I
fast.
see, yeah.
And also the harp. There is a contrast between the harp, which gives it a dreamy life.
Oh, that's exactly what I feel, yeah.
And also the high strings, so beautiful. And this low basses and cello, but a quote from an Italian, the most famous actually, Italian song.
I often find as we go through the paintings and the compositions, the low strings and other low instruments have a gravitas that you bring, the weight of what happened to these people. This is their release from the pain that they went through. There is harp or flute or something that that dramatizes the wonderful fantasy.
I love the use of how you've created the sky and the flowers, and I love the rope, and I love the way the light plays on the velvet of her dress. When we think of old masters and how they used fabric and the light, the way it plays. So, I think of Artemisia Gentileschi and the beautiful works that we saw from medieval times. We see in the painting a little kitty cat on the bottom right. This is clearly the Dreams Illuminated portion, and you see the cherry trees in the background. It has a Japanese overall feel, and obviously inspired by the umbrella. When I look at the rope, I see a young girl who has balance, and there's both solidity and surety, but also it's not clear what's holding the rope.
So the rope is both playful and ominous. She's got her sand bucket. She playfully has put a kitten into her bucket, and she's traversing this beautiful landscape, yet she's on a tightrope. Fortunately, the tightrope is taking her up into the skies. She's fearless. She's not afraid of falling.
Yeah, I feel the tension of the ominous nature of what happened to her and the uplifting nature of her environment. 6 million Jews were murdered in the Holocaust, and yet to see this one girl, Rina Di Veroli, this Italian girl who was murdered at 10 years of age, her one picture in this depiction does make us stop in our tracks, connect to her. I'm reminded in a much more modern manner, George O'Keeffe wanted to have New Yorkers stop and pause and look at flowers. I believe that one of the goals of LEDI is to have human beings of all walks of life stop and breathe in this depiction of this life that you've illuminated, that was snuffed out, and to pause and take in the emotional nature and the horrific history, and never let it happen again. And this one beautiful girl helps us to do that.
I always think when I look at these paintings, like they're in heaven. This is their release from the pain that they went through.
This was actually my gift to Rina Di Veroli,
Right.
who didn't live enough to witness those beautiful Italian songs.